Ray's 20th century arrangement of Old Rugged Cross. Job of arranging an old tune, and I'm sitting out there and I heard you all humming. That is cool. That is really cool. That's right. Now she's coming to another person. This is Dr. Robert Fryson. Did any of you ever remember hearing in the 70s and 80s? I know I was around, so you weren't around. You weren't around. I was around, so I know they were around. And they were from Washington, D.C. They were called the Voices Supreme. And it was 3 tenor baritone and 2 tenors baritone bass. No, 2 tenors and a baritone. And pianist. Pianist is a minister now. And that Robert Fryson, he was Dr. Robert Fryson, put this group together. And he died young, as you can see. He was about 50 years old when he passed on. But he wrote a lot of songs They were gospel songs, but they're more like hymns, but slightly in the gospel. And always inspirational songs that the Voices Supreme sang. They traveled all over the world singing. Now, God is one of them. And we put a few more words so you know what God is. The joy and the strength of my life. He does what he rules all day. Let me see. God is the joy and the strength of all life. He moves all pain, misery, and strife. He promised to keep me, never to leave me. He's never, never gone back on his word. I've got to fast and pray, stay in the narrow way, keep my life clean every day. I want to go with him when he comes back. I've come too far, and I never turn back. God is my all in all. It is a wonderful song, and that's by Robert Fryson. He comes out of Howard University. He was a black young man, and the Voices Supreme were black guys too. And she's going to play that song for you now.
All right.
she did add other notes to it and things to it, which was pretty nice. I like that, sweetie.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, now she's going to close with a song called Furiat by Dr. Willard Palmer. Dr. Palmer is one person who has, how many of you have taken piano lessons at some time in your life? Can you put your hand up, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Do you know about the John Thompson's books? Somebody said, yes, she knows about John Thompson. I know about John Thompson's books too. And the pictures were in black and white. And there was one song I remember because it was a black and white lady coming down a long set of stairs. It was a theme from the Tchaikovsky No. 5 symphony. And I felt so sorry for the little lady. And also the Volga boat song. I felt so sorry for the men who had to pull that boat. You know, I used to take in those songs, but they were in black and white. And anyhow, this gentleman took the music and he decided, I'm going to do something different. Because John Thompson was played by my mother, and she was in college. It was played by me, and I was 5 years old. Now my mother's hands and my hands, put your hands up here. Put your hand up here. Big difference, right? Big difference between the two sizes of hands. And he decided to create books for students at different ages with different size hands. And so he did that. He started off with creating music for fun. And then he decided, I'm going to do even better. And he and his team of people put together books. They started with the basics, which this one is. This is your basic piano. And he has the lesson book, he has the recital book, then he goes into the classical music when you get to level 2. And this is one of her easy pieces, only level 3. She's playing at level 4 and 5. In fact, she's intermediate. And then he decided, well, let me have those for some little smaller ones. And he did the prep course. Then he did the little Mozarts. And she started as a little Mozart. How old were you? 4. She was 4. And she had, what did you have in the treble clef? And you had in the bass clef. Do you remember? Mozart.
Can you help me?
Mozart mouth. And who was down there? I don't think they heard you. Who? Beethoven Bear was down there, about this big. Beethoven Bear was on that end, Mozart Mouse was on that end. And then later came in J.S. Bunny, who showed them lines and spaces because he would hop. Of course, that represented Bach. And then you had Professor Haydn Hippo, who was teaching them all that. And you had Clara Schumann, that little white cat. That was for the babies. Then you had the creating music. Then you had the basic. Then he has for the later beginners and writes things for bigger hands, whereas he put it for little hands, so you're playing on the 2 black keys and the white keys. He has bigger hands, so you're playing on all of them. Then he has the adults. And then he went into the classical music, and he started writing them up, and it looks like this one. Now you see this doesn't look like a John Thompson's, does it?
Yeah, I want to go.
No, there's a picture of Bach and his children and his dog and his wife. So you have a story right in here, and everything he wrote is based on a story. The little Mozart's is on a story, and even on this one. And here he has a picture of Mozart as a young man. So kids like, okay, this is a young person. This is young kids are in it. So they are introduced early to these composers. And then he will have other books, other pictures in here, a whole bunch of pictures of Mozart as he grew up. So he enticed them. I don't know why he died so young. But he has done a lot for music lessons to make it easy. He has jazz books, he has hymn books, he has Mozart goes to Hollywood, so he has things out of Disney and all that. And his name is Dr. Willard A. Palmer. I never got a chance to meet him, but I am pleased with what he and this whole team, they've taken piano music to a different level. And even in the Mozarts, they're introduced to those themes and so forth. So it's easier for kids like her to grow up playing these composers because they do them from book 1 all the way on up. Now this is a piece that he and his team has created called Furia. And you will feel the different rhythms in this piece. Okay, Kara, take it away.
Sure.
Yes. Oh, he says sure.
Wonderful.
Okay.
On the order.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, she'll go around and talk to you guys for a little bit, all right? And next month, we probably won't be here, and we may be here in August, but August starts, school year starts again, but we definitely will be here in September. So look for us. But if we have a surprise, and we find out we do, we'll come in and bring our surprise for you during the July and August.
All
All
right.
right?
Wonderful.
Yes. Okay.